My name is Patrick Reiner. I live in Fort Lauderdale, and we are a startup company called And Basta Club. We are developing a website to improve the life of residents living in condominium and apartment buildings. And to develop this, I actually moved to Jacksonville from Fort Lauderdale. It's only a 5-hour drive. I moved here for 3 months, and I've seen other companies and what they do, and so far I've not seen anything like Hashrocket ever, anywhere. And it's just been amazing because they have a relatively small team, so when you're here you really get to meet everyone, and everyone is so nice and so knowledgeable, and it's really a community. And what's so great about Hashrocket is that they have so many different people who are all experts in different fields. I think it just works so well to have two people essentially working as one person on a project, because you have one person, typing, and then sometimes, they misspell something, or there's a typo, or there's something they don't see that the other person sees because they're not busy actually typing. And then maybe somebody goes to the bathroom, then they're out of their zone, right? So when they come back, they would have to think, oh, where was I? What was I doing? And it takes a couple minutes to get back into it. But when you're pair programming, the other person is still on it. So when they come back and sit down, they're right back in the action, as if they never left. And it's also a lot more fun because you always have somebody to bounce ideas off of and to talk things through and being like, oh, should we do this? Should we do that? What do you think? And they're always right next to you. So it's much more of a communal programming experience, which I really enjoy. I am very impressed with the quality of our 1.0 version, because it is a 1.0 and we're really just trying to get it out the door, sort of, because we throw in some extra features and style this a little more, style that a little more, and it looks really sharp. I mean, it's a lot more polished and has a lot more details that really improve the user experience. So much more like a 2.0 than a 1.0. But I think it's a really solid product with an amazing test suite, which I find to be very important. I mean, I think the most important thing for me from a development standpoint is the test suite. Just making sure that your code actually works the way you want it to work, and really getting 100%, if not 100%, maybe 95% test coverage of all your code. Because then it's done. I mean, you coded it once, maybe it takes a little longer, maybe it's a little more intense, but once you code it, it's done. And you have your tests, and then if you roll out any future new versions, future releases, and you change things around, which I'm sure we will, at least I can be confident that the things we've already done don't break. And if they do break, the test will let us know. So that is awesome. And I'm really glad we have such a rock solid test suite for this project. I would highly, highly recommend Hashrocket. They work really quickly. I think that the quality of work here is higher than anywhere I've ever seen. So they might not advertise that they're as fast as other places, because I mean, some places say, well, we'll have your website done, 3 weeks, it's done. But I mean, then you really, you get what you're paying for, because if your product is anything at all, I mean, that you would even want a development firm for, 3 weeks is not a reasonable time frame to create a project. And I think Hashrocket really, I mean, they tell you that. And I also really enjoy the story carding process that they do, because I feel like clients that don't really know much about web development really get kind of a view into the web development world. Because sometimes you think, oh, it's just a website, it's 2 weeks, it should be done. But then you really see all the features you want and everything that it takes to implement those. And I think it really makes you realize that it's not as easy as you might have thought in the first place. But I think Hashrocket, they're very upfront about that, and the quality of work really is top notch. Top notch.